Hi, welcome back to my channel. I found this mini book in a bag. I was sorting out my room and I thought I'll share it on here. It's one that I did, obviously, well, it's 3 years ago since I went to Malta in 2022. The collection I used is Bella Blvd, Time to Travel. And I believe it was released in 2022. I've only got a few bits. I've got quite a lot of die cuts and things. I've only got a few bits of paper left. So I decided, I was in that phase of let's make a mini book. Let's see if I can do these mini book things. I don't know why I actually put vellum on the outside. I don't know what possessed me to do that, but I've done that. I don't know if I'm going to rip it off actually, coming to think of it. But it's one of these journals that you sew together. Again, this took me ages to sew together, even though I was watching a YouTube channel when I was trying to do it. But I'll just go and do a quick flip through. So I put all the papers together, following instructions or what other people have done online previously. I have done a few of these books actually, but it's not, they're normally done as a junk journal, but I think as being a scrapbooker, I'm too precise to be a junk journaler. So I like the format of putting all the different pages and having all the different textures and having flip ups and pull outs and additional pages and things like that. But I don't like all the misshaped things, like different embellishments in it. I like to be very formatted and formula and like use one collection. I have tried to be more out of my comfort zone in doing that, but it's just not my style, and it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work for me. So I think if I do any more of these books, I have to do them that will represent how I would automatically scrapbook, if you will. So yeah, but I do like the format of putting them in and having all these interactive bits. These are actually stuck down on the front, but I like to have all the tags that I'll see going through. And as I've put that vellum in there, that's come off. But anyway, so I'll go through it. So yes, I started off by, I don't know why, but I've put a vellum cover on the top and I've put this ribbon in. Now this ribbon is loose, it's not tied in, as you can see. But you know, coming to think of it, I think I'm going to leave it out. So again, I've just used the 12 by 12 sticker sheet just to add the title on there, and various stickers and die cuts off there. I've got a pocket in here. I've not got any information on there. I need to find out the I want to put the flight details and things like that, so I want to put the flight details on there, or even I know I've got the tickets. I might just pop the tickets in there. This was a cut apart, one of the cut apart sheets, and I've just made it into a pocket and used one of my circle punches just to make that design at the top there, so it's easy to come out, and that'll just rest up on there. Like I just said, that was meant to be a nice vellum flip. I'll explain a couple of the photographs as well. So when I was going down to London, unbeknownst to me, I was being dropped off in the city centre in Birmingham by my husband, and it was the half marathon. So he had to drop me. We couldn't get to the train station, so he had to drop me, and I had to walk with my case, through the city centre, through trying to get all through the barriers while the half marathon was on. So it wasn't really a good start to my journey. But anyway, I made it onto the train station. I got myself a sandwich. The journey down was going to be, I was on the slow train, so it was like 2 hours to get down to London. So I just picked myself a sandwich up from Marks and Spencer's, and of course I was on holiday and it was mid-morning. I had a tin of G&T as well. And then I arrived at the Gatwick, we're through from here. So I arrived at the Gatwick station. I was a bit early to check into my room, so I just got a coffee from Costa and I checked into my room. I hadn't drank my gin and tonic on the train, so I had it in my room. And then this is just a cut apart sheet I've put on there. It is a flip out. I went down to meal in the restaurant, and as usual, if everybody knows me, I always have a steak. I need to vary my culinary skills, but I love to have a steak. So I had steak and chips and a glass of wine. My cousin was coming down, so she was had things on, so she was meeting me later. So I did have my meal on my own, but and towards the end of the meal she did arrive. And then it was time to, the following morning, we went to the airport, which is obviously, we were very close proximity to Gatwick Airport in the hotel. And then we went into the lounge. So we were just getting ourselves nice and relaxed with a couple of glasses of champagne while we waited to fly out. Again, here I have just put, I don't know what you would call that, a strip. So I've just added glue to either side, and then the tag can just slot in there like that. So it's like it's not a, I don't know what you would call it, but anyway, it's just a feature. Again, another vellum sheet. So when we went to Malta, we had to wear our face masks on the plane. So it was May 2022. So this is me with my face mask on the plane, and we're flying over. Also, we had breakfast on the plane, and then I've just done, I screenshotted the, what would you call it? The map that comes on the screen as you go in. And I've just printed those out. So I've got a flip up, just it shows the line of where we go, and also the time and the details are on there as well, and the temperature and things. Then out of the window, it was first view of Malta. I've put a doily in I had one of these large doilies, so I've put that in as well. And then we're at the Malta airport and on the bus. So by the time we got to Malta, when we got into Malta, we was told that we didn't need to wear our face mask anymore. So it's a case of having a couple hours journeys that we had to use a face mask on the plane, but as soon as we landed in Malta, we didn't have to wear them anymore, which was a relief. And then we stayed in the Intercontinental, I think it was called. Yes, it was Club Intercontinental, and we'd booked a suite. So we have when you book a suite, you have a private, a different checking-in desk. So which was upstairs. So we went upstairs, and while I was waiting for our room to be ready, we sat on the balcony and again had another glass of champagne. A lot of drinking was had this week. This couple, we only were there 5 days, but it was a lovely break. Then I've just taken, as usual, photographs of the room, how it was set up and everything. We had macaroons, there was a bowl of fruit, there was, the coffee and the tea facilities. And as a scrapbooker or journaler, you will know that you just take photographs of everything. And like I do, I know to take photographs of everything, even down to the soaps and little knickknacks we had. And the nice dressing gown was there. Then we had a wander, well, these photos are various days where we'd wandered around the hotel, and I've just taken some general snaps of what the hotel was like. They even had a sky beach, so they had a pool up on the top deck. It was absolutely freezing. We went beginning of May. There was nobody up there. It was really, really cold. The water was like ice. We only put our fingers in, but there was nobody up there. So I'm presuming in the height of summer, June, July, obviously the sun will penetrate and make it warmer. The bar was open up there, but I don't know why, because there was absolutely nobody up there. Every time we went up to see if it was, it felt different, there was nobody there. The bar was open, nobody there. So we just went up and come back down again because it was very cold. So on here we went to Medina, which is it's called the Walled City. So again, I have done a little strap there, just glued the sides, decorate it with some die cuts, and I've just printed off some photographs and put them into strips. Stuck together. Put them into strips like that. I've added pattern paper at the back. of each of them. I think I've put them all the same, the pattern paper, yeah, the back of each of them. And it's just snapshots, so it's just every, you know, I've got 3, 6, 9, 12 photographs of our day there, and it's just all on one page, and they can just be easily pulled out. I've just used my tab punch to just make some punches there. Again, just die cut some of the puffy flowers. And then while we were in Medina, we saw this little mini train, so we had to hop on that. So we had a little mini train, and it took us around the area of Medina, and you know, talked us about we had to do the tourist thing, talked about the area and what to look out for. So that was nice. It was a nice break. Again, back into the hotel, and of course I have to have another steak. So I've had another steak here, which is really yummy. Some of I've not done a lot of journaling on here. I've just put some pointers on, and I only finished the book a couple of days ago, just adding little extra bits and pieces. Anyway, on this page, I found this doily was just loose like it was previously, so it's the other side of that was at the front, and I had in the bag with all my bits and pieces and photographs, I found this glassine envelope, so I thought it would be really nice to put it in there and add some extra pictures. So what I wanted to do, or what I did, sorry, is I decorated the front just with some scraps of paper, and these are called, I've still got 4 here. These are called Bella Pops. I don't know if they do them in all the collections, but they're really nice, like 3D embellishments. So I've just stuck one of those on there. And then I've just, in the hotel, there was you could go for afternoon tea, which is all included in your booking, and you could go to something called I think it was called pre-dinner treats. I think it was something like that. So they had like afternoon, you could go and just help yourself to afternoon tea, and then also like pre-dinner, which I think it was about 7 o'clock-ish, they had nibbles and canapes and any drink that you wanted. So I've just taken, obviously a scrapbooker, taken some photographs, I've collaged them onto a 6x4 photograph paper, printed at home, again added pattern paper to the back, canapes, and just added a tab punch to the top. I have got some more photographs that I'm going to finish off, and I'm just going to slot them in there. So they're not, I've just put on the extra photos. So, and then obviously on the back, I have just put we enjoyed canvases each evening. So that was really nice, a nice place we used to sit on the balcony. We met a couple, and we were, you know, having a chat with them, having a couple of glasses of champagne or gin and tonics, and then we went down to a meal, and we went to have a stroll around the area. Again, a simple, this was just a cut apart sheet. I've just added some black lines just to make it more a definition. And again, another one of those, stuck. One of those straps. I don't know what you call it. I need to find out what to call that. And again, just glue it either side, and then these are stuck in. So this day we went on a coach tour to the Blue Lagoon. So again, because I've got quite a lot of photographs and I wanted to contain it in the album, I didn't want the album to, this journal, if you will, to be too bulky. So again, I've just printed them off on that 2 onto 6x4 photographs and cut it down the middle and made 4 strips, and again added pattern paper to the back. I will go through my notes and add a bit of journaling on the back to sit where we were on those, and again they just get tucked in there. And then going to the Blue Lagoon involved a ferry boat. on the Blue Lagoon and into the caves and caverns and things like that, which was really, really good. So I've just done a flip out of going through all the caverns, all the rock formations and everything. It was lovely, absolutely lovely doing that. And then again, part of the day trip, we'd gone up to a very, very tiny church. Again, I need to find, I've not filled this in because I need to find the names of where we were, so I can add some just a detail. I don't want to put too much journaling in. So yeah, so we're up right, sorry, I just had somebody knock the door while I was filming this. So like I said, I need to check my notes and so I can find out what the church was and where we were. And this little tiny church was on the top of a hill somewhere, and then there was goats roaming in the grassy area at the front. And this one was I think it's World War II museum was underneath, but the church inside was absolutely magnificent. I love going into churches when I'm away. It just really fascinates me how detailed these things can be. So that was there. And then our final day, I think it was our final day, we went to the local beach restaurant, which was speciality in fish. Now, I'm not really a fish person, eating a lot of fish. I don't really like that much fish, but I must admit it was really worth it. It wasn't expensive, but it was worth making the booking and going. You went into the which I felt a bit strange. So you went into the restaurant and you actually chose the fish you wanted. Some of them, mine wasn't, but some of them were still swimming, and they did whatever they had to do off screen. Mine wasn't. Mine was already all filleted and everything like that before I chose which one I wanted. And it was only a small, it wasn't a small piece actually, but it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And it was lovely because we sat, and it was a bit chilly. It got, the temperature had really dropped. It was a bit chilly. We did have rugs on our legs, but we were sat in the bay area of the beach. It's only about 5 minutes walk from the hotel, but it was lovely. And of course, a couple of the days we had pool days. So we had to have a few cocktails while we relaxed by the pool. So that's us enjoying that. We also got the bus into Valletta, which we'd been before. We'd been a couple of years ago with other family members. So it was nice just to go back, and we had a stroll around all the areas that we'd been to. Went to some other areas we hadn't been previously. Of course, I had to find a Starbucks, and I forgot. I took this picture as I was going in. I forgot to take a picture of my drink. I normally take a picture of my drink, but I forgot to take a picture of my drink. There was a lovely ice cream bar, not far from Starbucks, so we had ice cream, and then we walked for miles. My cousin Karen is really good. She likes to explore, so me and her get on really well when we go on holiday, because we'd like to sit down and have a relax, but we like to go and see other places and see what's around that corner and visit museums and visit churches. It's really, really, really good. So we get on really well for that. And again, some cut aparts here. And then it was time for us to come home. So this is taken at the Malta Airport Lounge. And then my journey home. We were sat together. I've put it in the programme, but we were sat together. It's not like I was on my own. So we were sat together. I think I had chicken as well. Did I have chicken? I can't remember what I had. But it was the meal was nice. And again, more alcoholic beverage. And then I did exactly the same as I'd done as we was going out to Malta. I screenshotted the screen to show the destination we was doing, and also the route we was taking, and the temperature and the altitude. And just did a flip up. What I could do, I could add some journaling or pattern paper. I might not. I might just leave it as it is like that. And then this is us coming to land in England, back at Gatwick. And the final page is me on the train back to Birmingham. And we really had a really good time. So this is another thing I can say, oh, I finally finished it. So yes, I have finally finished it. There are bits and pieces I can still add to it. I think I am going to take this vellum off the outside because it's really bugging me, and I'm also going to change this ribbon. I don't like the ribbon, so I want it to be able to fold over. So I'm not keen on the ribbon. And like I said, I think it was the collection is 2022. I tried to look online, but I can't find it anywhere. So I'm presuming it's 2022. So it was the same year that I actually went to Malta. So I hope you like my album. It's not, if you see some other junk journal albums, they're actually quite full and bulky and got loads of tags and things like that sticking out. But this is how I do mine. Whether I do any more, I don't know. But I do know one thing. I won't be putting a vellum piece on the outside again. I really don't know why I did that. And like I said, it's 2022. I would have started this in 2022. It's now 2025. So it has been 3 years. So I don't know what my rhyme and reason was for doing that. Anyway, thank you for listening to me waffle on. I hope you like what I have showed you today. Do you do junk journal albums? Well, I can't call it a junk journal because there's no junk in it really, is there? Or do you do albums like this, should I say? I do love seeing people's albums like these and junk journal albums. I love a mini album. I don't know if I've shared quite a lot I don't know if I've shared any on this channel, but I do quite a lot of mini albums, especially the 6x8 ones with the divided pocket pages. I have got an holiday booked later in the year. So excited. I'm not going to share it yet, but I'm so excited about it. Something for me and James, something that we've never done. We talked about it briefly last year, and we've just booked it. Not a couple of weeks ago, we've just booked it. So we're going to be doing that, and I'll be doing. Still gonna do a 6x8 album, but I want to do it more out of the pages in it, as opposed to pocket pages. I want to do a bit more in the album. I've not got the album yet. I have got several albums spare. I'm just looking up at my top of my wardrobe. I've got several top wardrobe units. Sorry, I've got several albums that I can use. One particular, which I think will be suitable, and I won't show you because it'll give you an idea of what I might be doing, what we might be doing, should I say? But I want to do a 6x8 album, but I want to do it more. I'm going to put a few pocket pages in, but not as many as I normally do. Also, obviously, I'll be doing my normal 12x12 layouts as well to accommodate it. So, as well, I'll have another 12x12 album using the same photographs that I would put into my 6x8 album. Anyway, stop waffling on, Jackie. Thank you very much for stopping by. If you don't subscribe to the channel, please do. I really would appreciate it. Press the like button below, notifications of when I will be back with more contents for this channel. Thanks for stopping by. Till next time. Bye.